And welcome back to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben. This is my review for Vikingulven or Vikingulven. Was this on your radar? Had you even heard about it? It was one I had to search for what was coming in Netflix this week. And as soon as I heard the title, I said, yep, I'm in. But is it worth the time? Let's jump in and find out. Thale, a 17-year-old who has just moved with her parents to a small town after her mother has a new job in the local police. After a student is killed brutally at a party Thale attends, she becomes a key witness. Was the killer an animal or a wolf? So now we'll be talking about the end, like an ending explained right at the end, and I'll give you a warning. So if you've seen the trailer, you need to adjust your expectations as to what this movie is actually going to be. When I went into this movie, I was hoping that it wasn't going to take itself too seriously. It was going to take the idea of a werewolf movie, some of those greats that we've had, but still have that dark comedy in there, like Werewolves Within.
Well, we're having a good old-fashioned sleepover.
With guns, though.
With guns, yes.
Which is one of the greatest werewolves films I've seen of late. Great dialogue, scripting, all of the cast really did a great job with what they were given. And then you have something like American Werewolf in London. Still fantastic horror, scary as hell. Transformation way back when was incredibly horrifying to watch. And then we still had that kind of dry humor in there, tucked away in the scariness of the film. This film, however, takes its time in getting to give us what the lore is, setting the stage for what we can follow as, okay, this is the world we live in, and this is, you know, what the monster story, the theory. And we have an old dude that is classic in these type of films, coming to set like the exposition of the monologue, coming to tell you how to defeat it, what's the lore behind it, the stories, and that set the stage. I like that. The problem is, our main protagonist, Thale, is, I don't know, it's just very hard to like. Her character, or the direction her character is given, it's very hard to follow and get behind and root for. So when stuff happens to her, because she is the main protagonist mostly of stuff happening to her, you are kind of on her side, but not really. All the people that are, I would say, all the people that are portrayed on screen in this film, it's very hard to root for them because not enough time is given to them. The one kind of draw to a character I really liked was the younger sister who is deaf, and I really wish they had played with the deafness a little bit more and used it as a thing in the film, rather than just having a deaf character doing some sign. There's been a couple of amazing films using silence to showcase what a deaf person goes through, and having that would elevate the horror so much more, because if you don't hear anything, can you see the monsters coming? Can you hear the danger? You can see it, you can look for it, you can watch the expressions on people's faces, but you won't be able to hear it. They didn't use that. I was disappointed. I expected it and it didn't happen, so that was a little bit of negativity, but that's just my personal perception. But that character was pretty much the only character I was rooting for. The mother, the cop, also kind of likable, but very hard to root for. We don't really give enough time to the characters, like maybe past flashbacks, that kind of thing. And that's weird because it is slow. There's like 45 minutes before anything happens. There's a couple of draws. There is a character killing. There is the hunt, the classic, oh, we got to go hunt because it must be an animal story. And so the score is fine. The acting is fine, but can't even call it a horror, because when you get to the horror, normally they cut away. Climactic moment, something's happening, black screen. We see a little bit of cut away, so it must have been budgeting issues. Do have to say, the creation of the wolf, how it looked, I thought it looked great. You could tell when it wasn't real, but you also didn't mind that because the creature design I thought was very good. The mixture of animatronics or real world like puppeteering moments, like you'll see it, you'll know it when there is a transformation. I thought they did a good job. We just needed much more of it. When they start getting into the violence, like the last 20 minutes of the film, definitely the best of the whole film, except they keep doing that thing where they cut away. So you see a little bit of action, you get a little bit of that tenseness, but I wasn't really ever on the edge of my seat. I just wanted the characters to do more, I wanted to feel more, and I wanted more from the violence and the gore. When you come to a thriller, horror, lore film, that was different. You know, when your film is called Vikingulven and you've taken yourself very seriously, I think you've missed the point of this whole lore thing. You can't take something like this very seriously. Just the name evokes, certain thoughts and characteristics that your expectation. The cinematography was fine. The design was good. I think the acting was fine with what they were given. Some of the character motivations I just didn't buy. All the relationships within I just didn't buy. That's me. Maybe you'll love this, but this is on the lower end of those werewolf movies that we've had. I would prefer to go watch Underworld, even though those are bad, because at least they know what they are. Werewolves Within would be my go and watch that one of the best ones I've seen in a long time. Dog Soldiers I used to love, and I went back and watched recently with Chris from Movies and Munchies, and hasn't aged very well, unfortunately, but still knows what it is, and it's tongue-in-cheek and kind of sets itself in that world. I was hoping that this film would do that. So I'm going to give this 2 Nicolas Cages out of 5.
You got one. Congratulations.
And then for my ending explained, the reason why I felt like I needed to do an ending explained was my frustration for this movie of how it ended as well. So we get that climactic scene with the wolf, her daughter, on the table, and she's saying goodbye to her daughter, and for all intents and purposes she needs to shoot her daughter in the head with a silver bullet. And then it cuts. You expect to hear the gunshot, you don't hear anything, and then you see her, the police officer, the mother, put the silver bullet down next to a picture of her daughter, and that's where it ends. And we're left to go, what the hell? Okay, so she didn't shoot the wolf, or she could have, because she had a whole box of silver bullets. Maybe that was just one reminder of what she'd done. But I think it's pretty easy to suggest that she left her daughter alive. Now, had they had an extra scene where they design a cage and a few lines of dialogue where the other doctor, the expert, can say, this is how we're going to try and treat her. We keep her in wolf form and try and get her to be human form, because they've already established with the nail, when you chop off the finger of the wolf, or the wolf loses a claw, there's the nail of the human grows back, so the human is still in there. There must be another way to break the curse. Had they established all of that, I might have gone, yeah, okay, I buy that. But for the cop part of the mother, where she just come from a massacre of her daughter killing all these people, to then let her daughter go, I just didn't buy it. So I don't know, what would you have done in that circumstance? I mean, if it was my own child, yeah, that's a ridiculously tough choice. But at the end of the day, that could kill the rest of your family, all the loved ones, all those, it's a choice you would have to make. So I don't know if they wanted to show that they were going to keep her alive and maybe do a sequel sometime, Viking Wolf 2, then maybe show the cage, the capture, something like that other werewolf films have done. It's a little bit of a frustrating ending. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of the Viking Wolf lore? Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.